Today's Amud is Daf Chaf Amud Aleph. We're being Mamshich Torah Yud Daled. Till now, we learned that in order to be Mamshich Shalom into this world is by being Male Kavod Hashem to the Shorish, which is Yira, which you do that by being Makar people who are outside Kedusha, inside the Kedusha. Through Torah, when the person learns Torah, each Isa Torah is connected to a Shorish of Nishmas Yisrael. And when you have in mind, when you learn Torah, that it should be ma'orah those neshamas, then even those neshamas which are called half neshamas, because mechutz kedusha could be brought into the kedusha, which means they're able to be miskaber and all the things which are preventing them from coming in. They're begadim tzayim, the soiled begadim which are stopping them from coming in. The way you do that is through Torah, but when you learn Torah, it has to be with shiftless. So shiftless is that a person he's machni himself in front of people who are bigger than him, even people who are the same as him, even people who are less than him, and even in front of himself. And then when a person is zeicha to that, and he's male covered to the right place, he's zeicha to yira, and through yira he's zeicha to tefillah. And we said tefillah, the shalom that a person is zeicha to, through yira to shalom, and that shalom brings to tefillah. Shalom is a person is at peace with himself. He has shalom and peace between the different parts of him, and the ruchnis part, the gashmis part, the guf and the neshama, and also the shalom between the different people in your life. And so when a person has shalom in himself, then there's no fight between the gashmis and ruchnis. He understands that all the gashmis that's going on in his life isn't fighting with his ruchnis. Adarabba, the reason why Hashem set him up in a way that he needs to take care of certain gashmistic things is in order he should be zeicha to ruchnias, either through recognizing an emunah, betachin, and shkach pratis, or working on himself and his midas, and so on and so forth. And even if a person is not zeicha to gashmias, to actually be matzech in gashmias, but ruchnias, a person's always matzliach if he always understands to daven for everything and to make everything, even when he davens mafurish for gashmias or fe'enu barchalenu, but he has in mind the ruchnias shaboy, the refuas nefesh, parnasas nefesh. So the Rebbe is mamshich on daf chaf amud aleph that this is pshat in a pasuk tov Hashem lakoil v'rachma v'kol masav, and so on. Tov Hashem lakoil, Hashem is good for everything, so to speak. That everything you need, Hashem is good for. You could turn to Hashem about everything. You don't need to make any type of ishtadlus for any gashmistic things, because you could make ishtadlus, but you know that you could turn to Hashem, and what is going on, you know you can always turn to Hashem for everything. Tov Hashem lakoil. Tov Hashem lakoil. And He's always available. Gashmistic things aren't always available, like we said. The person isn't always zeicha to gashmis. But ruchnis is always there. Hashem is always good, Hashem is always there. When a person is zeicha to that level of shalom, the v'rachma v'kol masav, he brings shalom into the world. Rachamim and shalom and ava between everything in the world, that nothing should be austere to each other, and everything should get along with each other. And that's what we say, lasalavai, that the garzevim keves, and so on and so forth. So the hemshech is that this tov Hashem kol v'rachma kol masav, it's a shleimus of shalom. Yiduch Hashem kol masech v'chasidecha yivachucha. Yiduch Hashem kol masech, all the maisim, all the olam hazan, all the guf, and all the gashmias will be together with the chasidecha, together with the chassid, with the tzaddikim and the ruchnias. And how you zeicha to that? Then the hemshech pasuk is that through being mechabed Hashem, we said that Iker Kavod Hashem is when you bring people outside Kedusha into the Kedusha. That's kavod machus chidaberu, and then you mala everything to yira ugvras chidaberu. And this is connected to Ner Chanukah. The Rebbe says the mitzvah is umadlik Ner Chanukah by the Pesach Habayis, because the or, we said that the or is the or of kavod. Ha'er t'hir mekavoday. When a person wants to be mayor the kavod Hashem, which is to take even people mechutz kedusha and bring them into kedusha, then you put it next to Pesach. Pesach is a pischi lo, which is a yira, and then you mean max people b'tshuva. That's what it's man halakas ner Chanukah, which means to be mayor. That or of kavod, to being max people b'tshuva, the b'shas yitzias kachavim asher tichla regem lashok. Yitzchak Chavim is Matstika Rabbim Kachavim, which is what we're trying to do. We're trying to be Matstika Rabbim, bringing the Rabbim to Tzidkis, to bring people outside Kedusha into Kedusha, and to make them into Bali Tshuva and Gerim. And that's how you're, and that's how you're mayor the cover to the Shorish, you're Zeicha to Yira, and from the Yira you're Zeicha to Shalom, and that's being Vata Machlekes, and that's Ashatich the Regel Me'ashuk. Regel is in of Regel of Nagin Mafred Alof, the of Machlekes, Loi Ragal Shoinoi the any of Loi Ragal Shoinoi the of Machlekes, that Ashatich the Regel there should be no more Machlekes. We come to Shalom, that Shalom between a person and bit different parts of yourself, Shalom between yourself and other people, Shalom in the world. And that's shetich l'regel ashuk yumavatla. That's also been ashuk, and when ashuk, because the Rebbe says in ashuk the whole of mischar is based on machlekes. Very tief idea that all mischar, all masa matan, all business comes because people don't want the same thing. If people wanted the same thing, wouldn't be able to one person wants to buy, one person wants to sell. Like in a certain shorish, they don't really want the same thing, and all mischar and all masa matan come about of a certain level of machlekes. As it says that by Avram, the Riv Bein Roy Miknei Avram and Light, that the shepherds of Avram and Light were fighting the Kanani Az Ba'aretz. That because why were they fighting? Because Kanani Az Ba'aretz, Kanani as any of a seicher is brought down. So that's why the As Lavai. And that's when then there will be no more mischar because it will be shalom. And that's a vart we're saying of being of ashatich leregel menashuk, that through the or of Chanukah you're mevatel all the machlekes, the regel shayna in shuk, and that's we said that if you cover in shmechaved Hashem, then you're mala the cover the sharshay, and mechaved Hashem, which means inside, bringing people on the outside into kedusha. So we say that the cover that mechaved Hashem is to bring people back with tshuva, and that's why it's brought down mavazal talmid chacham in refuah lamakasei, because if someone who's mavazal talmid chacham is vice that he wasn't Isaac in Yira. He didn't bring people michutz kedusha into the kedusha, so he brings upon himself machlekes, because that means he didn't make shalom yet. He didn't yet make shalom between people on the outside to bring him into the inside. He didn't make shalom between he himself. Mamela wasn't yet zeiche to tefillah, and Mamela even the different parts of his physical body have a machlekes with each other, and that brings chilas. And in your full makasai, because he brought upon himself this Indian. Tomorrow we'll be finishing Torah Yedalad and be starting Torah Tes Vav.